Hey friends, it's Amy Deb, the Keto Queen. I hope you had a great day. Who is ready to cook? I am so excited. I'm home a couple of minutes early because I had to take a little bit to the vet to get his stitches checked on. He's doing wonderful and I'm so excited about that, but we are home. And because I got home a little bit early, I told Ricky I'm gonna have supper ready before he gets here. Guys, it's 5:10. He got to work at 5 o'clock. We can have this ready in 20 minutes. Who's ready to cook with me? Let's do it together. We're gonna make some air fried pork chops and we're gonna make a creamy spinach. I love cream spinach. It's so yummy and there's so many ways you can do it, but I'm gonna do it super simple. So if you guys are here, I'd love to know where you're watching from and what you're doing for dinner tonight. We got my air fryer going. We've got our pork chops washed. We are fixing to start this now. So as you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're watching from. I'm going to be busy, so I don't know if I'll check very many messages. Actually, I will because we're going to get to the spinach part, and it's got a wilt. So if you want to put any questions for me in the comments, you go right ahead. We're starting off here with grated Parmesan cheese. I love to use this for the air fryer because it makes a great crust. And the awesome thing is you can season it however you want to and make it so delicious. So what we're going to do is start off with some paprika. And I'm actually going to do a teaspoon of each of these seasonings. And what we're going to do is just turn this grated Parmesan color. We don't want it to look white. We want it to be beautiful, seasoned, and delicious. So I'm using a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. I'm also going to use some of my Flavor God's Everything seasoning. You don't have to use this. You can do salt and pepper. Also, I'm going to do some parsley. Now, I think I've got some fresh parsley in my refrigerator, but if I don't, I'm going to use the dry. Let me check it out real fast. Parsley. Oh, look here, right up top. So these are those little fresh pouches I always tell you guys about. I love them. This one is still semi-fresh. So you buy these super fresh. You just put the top back on them and then put them in the refrigerator and they dry out. So then you can use them as a dry herb too. So because it is drying a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of both. Fresh and dry parsley. About a teaspoon of each of these seasonings. And then guys, I'm actually going to add something to it this time that I haven't before in the past because Ricky has fallen in love with this Cajun two-step fire seasoning. Cajun two-step fire, Ricky is just loving it. So I'm going to do it and just see if he even tastes it because he thinks this stuff is just the bomb.com. But I'm going to tell you, it does have a little sugar in it. I think it's got 1 carb and a 1/4 teaspoon. And I just used a half, so there's 2 carbs I just put in this seasoning mix that would normally not have carbs. So keep that in consideration. You don't have to use that at all. But I just wanted to use it to see if Ricky can pick it up on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this grated Parmesan cheese and we're going to mix it up really good. And all I really want to do is make sure it's colorful. If it's not colorful, then it doesn't have enough seasoning. You don't want it to look like the white Parmesan cheese. I will salt and pepper the pork chops as we get them mixed up. But right now, we just want to make the crust. And I called Ricky a while ago and I said, okay, are you coming straight home? He said, yep. And I said, I'm going to have dinner for you before you get home. Like, this is a rare, very rare occasion because I normally don't get off work until 5 o'clock myself. So you just want to stir this up. Now, look how pretty this is. It went from that white grated cheese to this beautiful crust mix that looks so yummy. If you want to taste it, you can. But what I did is a teaspoon of salt. No, sorry, take that back. I did a teaspoon of paprika. Teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, parsley. I used a little bit of everything seasoning or seasoned salt. And I did put a little bit of that fire sauce in here for Ricky. You can leave that out. I never put it in here. This is the first time. All right, now let's go ahead and get our pork chops ready so we can work on our spinach. Super fast in the kitchen. That's what I love to do. Easy, low carb, or even keto meals. So for the pork chops, I am going to take a little, I'm fixing to get my hands dirty, so this is the dirty part. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt and pepper on my pork chops because I always like to salt and pepper them. Go ahead and do both sides. And then this is the trick with air fried pork chops. You can do this however you choose. I like to dip, or to actually not dip, but to really oil my pork chops up. You actually can create an egg wash if you want to. It just makes the crust a little thicker. I really don't normally do that. I normally just use my my oil. So I'm going to use my avocado oil and just really oil these down. And that oil is going to help the crust stick. So I got some salt and some pepper for each of my pork chops. Who else loves cream spinach? I don't cook it very often. I love it. But I don't cook it very often. I just don't think about it. All right, salt, pepper, done. Now I'm gonna take my avocado oil. You can use olive oil if you want to. And we're just going to pour on some oil. And then I'm going to just really rub these down really good. Trying not to get this one hand dirty yet. Yep, just oil it down really good. All right, now I'm gonna get my hands dirty. So we wanna take this pork chop, we wanna oil it really good. Now these are some big pork chops. These are the bone-in kind. So while they're cooking in the air fryer, I'm gonna fix my spinach and then dinner is done. So we're just oiling them really good. We're gonna take it and dip it into this crust mix. We have more crust mix. If we need to mix up more, we can. But oh my goodness, this looks so pretty. I love a beautiful air fried pork chop. Look how pretty that is, guys. Yum. It's just a really thin crust. It tastes delicious. We're gonna put that into our air fryer basket. Now these are bigger pork chops, so I might not be able to cook them all this time. I may only be able to do 2 at a time. All right, we're just gonna take that crust. I mean, not the crust, we're gonna take the pork chop. I'm actually gonna I need to do something. Let me get me a little, here, I'll use this. I got a knife right here. I just want to be able to stir this up because sometimes the oil will make the crust sticky. You just wanna freshen it up. Oh yes, and then we're gonna dip it right into the sauce or the crust. It's gonna be good, good. You wanna make sure it's on every piece of the pork chop. This is the seasoning of the chop. And then we're gonna put it right into the air fryer basket. This is a big old pork chop, golly Bill. I might be able to get the other one in there. Let me see if I got room for it. Nope. All right, we're only gonna get to do 2 at a time. Very rare at my house, but this is why I love this air fryer basket because it's huge. So that's 2 big old pork chops. Ricky can eat both of those by herself. I'll eat the smaller ones. I told him I was gonna have dinner ready and doggone it, I'm going to. Let me wash my hands. We'll turn the air fryer on and then we'll start the spinach. Give me 1 second. All right, so we are going to have some time for me to answer any questions. So if you have questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments because we're going to move this out of the way for a second and we're going to get busy with the spinach and I'll clean all this up later. So for the spinach, I got a skillet of butter. I'm going to turn my air fryer on 350 for 10 minutes. Okay, this is going to cook really quick. That 10 minutes may be too long. Nah, not really for those thick chops. It'll be good. So we're going to turn this butter on. We're going to get our butter melted and then we're going to saute some garlic. Now, I've cooked spinach a lot of different ways. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. Like, I love spinach. Sometimes I'll use Gouda cheese and bacon. And I'll just wilt my spinach and then put it in a little ramekin. Put some Gouda cheese and bacon on top of it. Put it in the oven. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious. This time we're just going to put it all in the skillet. I'm not going to even move it to the oven. We're just going to do it super fast. So we're going to melt the butter and then we're going to put in some garlic. So I say anywhere from 1 to 6 cloves of garlic. Y'all know I love garlic, so I'm going to use some garlic. You don't ever have to use as much as I do. This is just the way I love it. So we're going to get this butter melted first. Now, I've got about a 15-ounce pack of spinach that's already washed and ready to go. This is going to be up to you. So the more you use, the more heavy cream, the more cream cheese, the more cheese all together. So I love a cream spinach. Now, we're not going to use any thickener. We're not going to use flour. We're actually going to use heavy cream and a little bit of cream cheese. But really, it just depends on how much actual spinach you have. So this is a 15-ounce, and me and Ricky will eat it up because we love some spinach, and spinach has so very little carbs. So guys, as you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I will look and see if I have any coming. Oh, Melanie says she was coming in October, would love to meet me so we can discuss what you and I cook. Oh, we can cook together. You just need to tell me when you're coming, Melanie, so I can make sure I'm in town. Now, I've got a pop-up trip. I don't know exactly when in October. I'm so excited about it. I should be hearing something very, very soon. Really excited. So I don't have any plans for October yet. But as soon as this vacation opportunity comes, I'm definitely going to put it on my calendar because it's a work and play. I love to work and play. That's what I do most every day. Melanie's coming into Graceland. Isn't that so cool? Staying with a friend in Nashville. She's going to drive right through my town. I'll be staying at the guest house at Opryland. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, you'll have to come by here, especially if it's beautiful outside. Maybe we can cook us up some dinner together and sit by the fire pit. Wouldn't that be fun? I would love to. So you just got to tell me when you're coming. All right, my butter is starting to melt, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get my garlic ready. Any questions you guys have, put them in the comments. I don't know if you saw earlier, but we have a new flavor release coming very, 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 very soon. I don't have the complete details, but I feel certain it's going to hit before Mother's Day. And you know what? Mother's Day is just right around the corner. So I have a feeling that if you want to get in on this new flavor release, that you need to make sure your Smart Ship is set up. So if you had a subscription but you canceled it, oh man, set it back up. Because the flavor is delicious. I tried it today and it's like a mixed berry. It tastes like a mixed berry. It's called Velvet Raz. So like a raspberry. And I definitely tasted the raspberry. I also think I tasted a little bit of cherry. Like I'm so excited about it because I love berries. So if that sounds good to you guys, make sure you don't miss out on that opportunity. And I don't know exactly when it's coming. Could be tomorrow, could be the next day, but I feel certain we're going to see it very, very soon. So if you have any questions about the ketones or anything like that, make sure you put it in the comments too. Guys, if you're new to my page, I cook super fast and I love garlic. You don't have to use garlic like I do, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you I love garlic. I'm just steadily putting more garlic in my skillet. You do not have to use all the garlic I use, but if you love garlic, why not? It's so delicious. Me and my husband just love garlic. My husband also likes spicy stuff, so we like spicy, but I never cook anything that's so spicy that you wouldn't be able to eat it. Like I love a little kick. I like a little kick. So we don't ever cook anything that my mom wouldn't eat. My mom don't like spicy. All right, watching from Menifee, California. Never heard of that. That's awesome. Well, hello, Virginia. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Deborah. I sure appreciate that. So, guys, what are y'all doing for dinner tonight? We're cooking this live, so I can't take away anything that happens in the kitchen. If you watch my videos, most all of my videos are live, and I have, for sure, dropped casserole dishes all over my floor. My husband walked right by the camera and pooted. And my dogs go crazy if somebody comes to the front door. But I love to cook live because it shows you how a real person comes home from work, does their thing in the kitchen, gets out, enjoys life. I don't love fast food. I used to years ago, but the fast food never agreed with me. I would stay up all night sick to my stomach. My joints would hurt. I truly changed to eating low carb and even keto years ago, and it has been the most amazing thing that I've done for my family and my health. Like everything is awesome, but I always am in and out. Everything I cook is fast because I'm a busy woman. I'm a mom. I'm a dog mom. I'm a wife. You know, I've got things to do. I don't want to be in the kitchen all night. So that is 100% not what you'll learn if you're following my page. If you're new, you'll not learn how to be in the kitchen for an hour. You'll learn how to be in and out. We're actually cooking this meal together live. All right, this smells amazing. You only want to saute your garlic for about 30 seconds. And now we're going to put our cream cheese in there. Now I'm using 1 ounce because I only have a little bit of spinach. You can use 1 to 2 ounces. And then we're going to stir in about 2 tablespoons. If I can get it open. We're going to do about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Now, again, you can add more. And what I always recommend is less is more. Do a little bit, and then you can always add more if you need to. So we're going to do about 2 tablespoons. 1, 2, that looks about right. 2 tablespoons. And we're just going to let this start to melt. As soon as that cream cheese starts to melt, we're going to add our spinach. I mean, guys, I told you, super fast. As soon as it starts to melt, we're going to add the spinach. We're going to cover it up and let that spinach start to wilt. And then the last thing we're going to do is salt and pepper it for taste. We got to add some salt and pepper. And then I personally love mozzarella and Parmesan on my spinach. Unless I'm cooking something fancy like the Gouda and bacon, I really like a little Parmesan and mozzarella. So at that point, at the very end, you could add the cheese and just let that cheese melt on there, cover it back up. Or you can put it into a baking dish and put the cheese on top and broil it in your oven. Oh, it's just so good. So look, it's melted. I'm not even doing a video. What the hell am I doing? I'm supposed to video on this so I can make a reel. I always forget. I'm trying to do good because everybody's asking me about reels, so I've been trying to do those. Let me get my camera out. If I can find it. Camera. I don't use this all the time. Oh, kind of last minute, but there we go. Got garlic, butter, heavy cream. And now we're going to add the spinach in there. And you'll see this has really made a sauce now. It's really thick. I really didn't want it to get that thick. This darn stovetop cooks so fast. So all I'm gonna do is put this down the lowest heat. And then we're gonna go ahead and add in our spinach. Now, if you want to go through and cut off all those stem ends, you go right ahead. I don't mind the stems. The only ones I pull off is if they're 5 miles long. But we're going to put that spinach right into the skillet. We're going to put a top on it. Before I put the top on it, I'm actually going to add a little bit more heavy cream because I really did just cook it all up. And I really did just cook it all up. So, on video here. We got the spinach, just a little bit of extra helping of heavy cream. And then we're going to get a top on it and just cover it right up. And we're going to put that on low heat because that spinach cooks really fast. You guys know if you cook spinach, you know it cooks really fast. We want to stir it occasionally to make sure it's wilting pretty evenly. And if it's going too slow, we can always turn the heat back up. But this stovetop cooks really, really, really fast. The heavy cream is done. The only reason you would need heavy cream is if that got so thick that you actually want to thin it out. It's a creamy spinach. So if you put just a little bit, that's all you need. So I had 2 tablespoons of butter and I sauteed garlic as much or as little as you want. You can leave it out if you want. And then I added 1 ounce of cream cheese and about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. And just let that cream cheese start to melt and then add your spinach. So I've got a whole 15 ounce of fresh spinach. It's washed and ready to go. Cover it up so it cooks faster. You don't have to. Stir it occasionally. Make sure it's wilting pretty evenly. When we're finished with that, we're going to put on a little bit of fresh mozzarella and Parmesan. I went ahead and shredded up some Parmesan and mozzarella, guys. If it's the main thing of your dish, you want to shred your own because the cheese blocks taste so much better than the shredded bags. I use the shredded bags, but I'm telling you, if you're looking for a main dish or a main ingredient being the cheese, and I mean it's a creamy spinach, then you want that cheese to be extra delicious. So that's it. I mean, so fast, guys. I love to cook with you together so you can see how easy it is. Anybody can do this. Guys, if I can do this, you can do this, and I'm here to encourage you and share awesome recipes with you and help you get started. As a matter of fact, if you're new and you haven't requested it yet, put getting started in the comments so I can send you simple tips that I know you will love. Now, I'm not going to put all this up because I still have just a little bit of crust, but I've got 2 more pork chops. I want to make sure I have enough before I put it all up. Now, some people will ask me, what if I don't like Parmesan cheese? You don't taste the cheese in this. This is just the crust mix. When you use this grated Parmesan cheese, like a pizza topping cheese, it doesn't taste like cheese. You're going to season it the way you want it to, but it makes the most beautiful crust. I'm fixing to show you what this looks like, so I think the timer's fixing to go off. And that's how fast this is. Let me go ahead and stir my spinach. Oh yeah, you can see the spinach is already starting to wilt on the bottom. That's why you want to stir it occasionally, just to make sure it's all wilting pretty evenly. Not that it's going to burn, but you can do so many things with spinach, guys. While it's started to melt, I call it melting. We're melting the spinach. As it's melting, I'm going to go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper because you always need to salt and pepper your vegetables. I mean, they're going to taste so much better when you salt and pepper them. Looks like a lot of salt, doesn't it? It's not. It's Redmond's real salt. It takes a lot of it to have seasoned, which is great because it has all the minerals you need. I love Redmond's real salt. It's mine in the U.S. All right, just some salt and pepper. I'm going to turn this down some. Oh, yes, this is going to be delicious. And I don't put the cheese until the very, very end. If you need to add some more heavy cream, you can, but really very tiny amounts is all you need to add if you're going to add any. I don't think it's necessary at all, and it's wilting so beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. I love spinach. Sorry, hang on. Get off there. Get off, get off, get off. All right, let's check out this pork chop because it is timed out. I love to cover it because it cooks so much faster. All right, Ricky's going to be so impressed that he's coming home and I've got dinner ready before he gets here. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I rarely get to come home early in the evening. All right, these are beautiful. I mean, so pretty. Now, I don't know for sure if they're done. This is where you guys can decide if you want to use a little kitchen thermometer to check the temperature on your meat, or if you want to overcook it. I don't like to overcook. I've been doing this for a long time, so most of the time I can just eyeball and tell that I need a couple more minutes. Or you can just cut it and see. But look how pretty those are. I mean, is that not beautiful? I love air fried pork chops. I mean, they taste so yummy. And I am going to cook these for about, I'm going to do this about maybe 2-3 more minutes. And then I'm going to add in my second batch. I'm going to turn my oven warmer on. I've got a warmer over here. Watch out, ladies. And that way when I get done, I'll just pop that right into the warmer and wait for it to come back. And look at this. Oh my goodness. That looks good. Can you guys see that? Oh, it looks so yummy. Now you can go ahead and add your cheese when you want, because we're going to cover it back up and let it continue to cook. But I'm going to wait till the very, very end. You see that little bit of sauce in that skillet? Can y'all see that okay? That little bit of sauce there? That's going to thicken up as we continue to simmer the heavy cream. And when we add the cheese, it's going to simmer up. But look how, thicken up. But look how pretty that is. Like, I love cream spinach. I don't know why I don't think about it all the time. This week, we're also going to cook a roasted cabbage, because that's one of mine and Ricky's favorite things. We love to roast cabbage, so we're going to do that this week. Ooh, let me cover it back up. I'll go ahead and take this out and put it in my warmer tray. Actually, I'm going to keep on. That wasn't 2 minutes. The only thing I don't like about my air fryer is it's a turn dial timer, so it's not like a digital timer. And that turn dial is not always 100% accurate. All right. Frankie, what are you doing? Let me see if you guys have any questions. Little Bit is doing so good, Beverly. Thank you so much. Debbie, Salome May. I didn't even pay no attention. They're around my feet all the time. Let's see. What was the pork chop crust? Sharon, I used hang on one second. I used onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, parsley, onion powder, parsley. I also use some of my everything seasoning from the Flavor Guides. You can use it all season or leave it out and use salt and pepper. And then Ricky has been falling in love with this Cajun two-step. It does have a little sugar in it, so it's not perfect, but that's okay. I'm not trying to confess perfection, but this Cajun two-step guy, I think he's pretty silly. He's always talking about a cracker, but Ricky is loving that seasoning, so I thought I would mix it in there just to see if Ricky tastes it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up before he comes home, because I don't want him to see it out, and we will see if he even tastes the difference. We will see. He thinks it's amazing. Let's see. That spinach is smelling good. I'm standing right over it and it smells delicious. Quick and fast, that's right. Alright, yum cream spinach, yes. I like the temp pork chops just because of pork. I like that too. Alright. Oh man, that's cooking even faster. I need to turn that heat down some. This is looking delicious. Now, everybody likes their spinach differently. Some people like it so wilted that it's like mush. Y'all know I don't like mushy vegetables. So you can take it out when you know it's reached the texture you like. At this point, I actually am going to take the top off because it's cooking really, really, really fast, which is why I like to start with the top, because it cooks it down really good for us. But I'm going to take this top off and let it continue simmering without the top on super low heat. And then we'll add our cheese. Uh-oh, sounds like Ricky's home. Sounds like Ricky's home, and my pork chops are fixing to come out. Did a good job. Right, let me put these on a something. Look how delicious those look. I'm gonna stick that right into my warmer and make sure they stay hot while we cook the next ones. Now these, the good thing is the air fryer is hot. I rarely ever, actually I never heat it up. I never do a preheat like some people do. I just start using it, but when you do have a second batch, it's already hot and ready to go. So this won't take long at all to cook these last two. We definitely will just put them on for 10 minutes, and then guys, dinner is ready. Like Ricky, if he's ready right now, I can fix his plate. He's gonna wait on me though. I'm gonna make him wait on me. All right, we just oiled those pork chops, putting it straight into the crust. It looks so good. And I got a perfect amount of crust. Sometimes I run out and I have to mix a little more. But most of the time, about 1 cup of the Parmesan cheese is really all you need. Ooh, man, that looks good. All right, let's put these bad boys in. Let me wash my hands again. All right, this cream spinach is looking absolutely delicious. I'm taking it off the heat and I'm going to add in the cheese. And if we need to put it back on the heat, we can. What do I do with my cheese? Here it is. Ooh. Get this out of my way. Get this out of my way. Oh my goodness. Those dogs are so thirsty now. Those dogs walked in like they've been thirsting to death. All right, and then we're going to add in I'm using a mix of mozzarella and Parmesan. You can do whatever you choose. You can leave the cheese out if you want to, or you can do one cheese or the other. You can do any kind of cheese. Like I've done this again with Gouda and bacon. It's so yummy. You can do it with pepper jack. You can do anything you want. So good though, baby? Yeah?
I'm working in a factory.
All right, so we're gonna stir this up. We're gonna keep it on this heat, just a hot eye. Turn the heat off of it, but we're gonna keep it warm until Ricky's ready to sit down, and I'm fixing to fix his plate, guys. Super easy, delicious dinner. Thank you for cooking it with me. I hope you guys have an awesome night. If I can help you with anything, just make sure you reach out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.